What's up, guys? As promised, I am going to be doing a review video, and unfortunately I was not able to get anything for an unboxing or anything, but I wanted to show something that we've had in the gym for probably about 5 years. And in all honesty, at the beginning I really didn't know the difference between a good one, a bad one, or anything. I just kind of bought one. And I want to say it was probably our most expensive piece of equipment at the time. It's the squat rack that I'm standing inside of. So the funny thing is, I personally feel like the new squat rack that we have over there, Titan Fitness squat rack, is, in my opinion, a nicer squat rack. It's simple, it does what it does, and it does it best. Now, obviously, there's some of you that are going to say, what about Rogue? What about this? Well, there's a Rogue there, and I don't like Rogue necessarily. The guy one time, when I called and asked if there's any way where I could like get multiple things and get a discount on shipping or something, he said, it sounds like you need to get another job. That was the moment that I decided that I was not going to fuck with Rogue at all. So if I ever get their stuff, it's because it got a really good price on it or something like that. I do like their calibrated plates, which I have over there. They just seem to be the best looking ones, I guess. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, this rack is, I want to say the brand is Fitness Gear, and I will link it in the description below. Now, you might be thinking, well, what's special about this rack compared to another rack? Well, actually, not much. It is marked as light commercial use. Now, one thing that kind of sucks about it is going to be like the 2 by 3 inches. So as opposed to like this, which is like 3 by 3. And honestly, I don't even know if it's like 2 by 3. I haven't worried about anything. You have like 1.5-inch hole spacing and stuff like that. You don't have anything like west side hole spacing or anything. But at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you the worst thing about this rack that I extremely hate. So I'll talk about the goods, the bads, and the uglies, okay? And we'll talk about it really quick. First of all, if you do decide to buy this, go buy it in the link in my description below, okay? So first of all, it is ground mountable. That may not apply to some of you guys that are using it in your garage or something like that, but you can definitely build a base, and you don't need to mount it. It is pretty heavy on its own. I would say it's probably 200-300 pounds. When it did come in the box, it was quite heavy, and it was multiple boxes at the same time. Now, that being said, I do suggest mounting it because it's a bit of a nightmare if it's not like up against a wall or something. You are going to be constantly trying to reorganize it or something like that. But maybe you're not so explosive and you don't really care. Now, it may look kind of short because I'm only 5'9", and over my head it's probably another, I don't know, 6 inches or so. Now, I have had people 6'5" squat inside here with no problem other than that. These were folded down and the person would hit their head on them all the time. And I put some rubber on them, and then eventually I just bent them up because they were obnoxious and in the way. So you can be pretty much any size. Now, that being said, you're not going to be able to do overhead press from inside this rack. Can you do them from inside that rack? I don't know. I wouldn't imagine so. I guess I probably could. But I would always go outside the rack. Now, they do have racks like this that you could definitely go overhead press. I can get nowhere near the top of that. But realistically, I would personally like to put the J-hooks on the outside and just do them that way. Now, let's talk about the J-hooks. The reason they suck is because they have this rubber material, okay? And you might be thinking, that's really good on the bar, that's really nice and stuff like that. Well, let's go over here. Rogue sucks because it's metal. Titan Fitness has this plastic type material where it slides back and forth with ease, no problem. Now, over here, let's bring this bar back up obnoxiously. It does not slide back and forth, and that's me pulling it back and forth. A little trick is to get it and twist and slide. Now, is that the end of the world? Not really. It's not really. Like, I want to say this price point's like $800 or $700 or maybe even $600 now, or maybe more. Who knows? That being said, you can get upgraded J-hooks, and I'm sure you can find them anywhere. Now, next thing, I attach the landmine attachment, and it actually works really good. I think it was a little overpriced. I want to say it was like $80 or something like that. But honestly, since I've had it on there, it's been good. Now remember, this was our sole rack for like 3 or 4 years. This is the only squat rack we had. The lat pull attachment, okay? And it's got seated row. You might, it is great for light commercial or garage use, but the one thing that drives me nuts is that it doesn't have somewhere to lock your legs into. And we remedied that by putting like a barbell across here, and I tied it with bands on each side, but realistically, it's quite a pain in the ass to do that all the time. Seated row works great, except you're on the ground. So it's a fix for those things, but it's definitely not like an end-all cure-all. If you got something like this guy over here, which is an old school one, lat pull, seated row, lat pull, seated row, new one, you're going to be 10 times happier. I did not have those for a long time, and I just recently got both of those. Now, that being said, that thing is kind of pointless. I get it if you don't have it mounted down or something like that. The safeties are an absolute freaking nightmare, and that's what I was going to tell you about. It takes a long time to get used to being able to put those in, and you'll figure out the learning curve. If you have questions, I will make a video specifically about that. And the pull-up attachment, it's great because it has both sides, but the knurling's not super aggressive. I would put some tape on there or something like that. What would I recommend? 1 out of 10. 9. Grab it. Just grab it. Thanks for watching, guys.